Hi friends, my name is Griselle with Psychic MD and I'm here to do another collective reading. For those of you that are new to my channel, thank you so much for stopping by. I really appreciate your time, your energy, your effort, curiosity even. And for those of you that are repeat offenders, thank you so much for stopping in. I do hope that everyone receives exactly what it is that they need when they come to my channel. Interesting how that's snuffed out. Okay. So I'm just going to say that probably some of you guys might be just completely turned off by what I have to say, and that's okay. There's, of course, other channels and other readings that you can look at. I'm going to go ahead and clear the area with a little bit of frankincense and myrrh, as well as some sage. All of it is in there together, as per usual. That was interesting. So I'm going to say that when I meditated this morning and I started trying to figure out what kind of reading I wanted to do, I just kept feeling this push and pull. Like Spirit wanted me to do a reading and I wanted to do what I wanted to do. And in the end, Spirit wins, as it should be. That's fine. So maybe you guys are having a hard time too with following the guidance of what Spirit wants from you versus what you want from you, or even from life itself, right? Isn't that like the age-old story, the Battle of Wills, where they say man makes plans and then God laughs? I'm not sure how that goes, but anyways, so here we are. Now, during the course of my meditation, all I can see was this woman, and she was sitting cross-legged, actually, now that I think about it. And she was rubbing her belly. So she was pregnant. And so I feel like this is for you people that are creatives, that are about to birth something into this world, that have been considering birthing something into this world. But even deeper than that, I really feel like today's message is going to be about your origin, like why you were birthed into this world, how that came about, what that looked like. And the first thing that I want to say is that a lot of you guys have a lot of doubts. Maybe you didn't know if you're on the right path. Maybe things have been really difficult. I see that the smoke split into two plumes. And it's almost like you're constantly faced with two different directions. Sorry, Coco. It's furball. He's fine, but he has his episodes. And now this room is well ventilated. Sliding glass doors open. So I feel like you could have been a little bit like spinning out of control, just trying to really fulfill what people expected of you or what you convinced yourself to expect of yourself, and you spiraled. I saw some spiral and it was going up, of course. And so I feel like maybe even you could have spiraled to the top, like you did well in your industry of choice, or education-wise, degree-wise, whatever the case may be. Maybe you married up, if there's such a thing, right? Climbing those social ladders, as especially in the U.S. we're expected to do. I'm seeing the letter C, letters S, I. I'm going to go ahead and move that right here. Now, the interesting part, and how I know this has to do with your family of origin, or more importantly, like where you were, like how you were birthed in that story, is because when I was doing the pre-shuffle, I actually pulled this out. And so here we have, I forgot that she was like sitting cross-legged, but that's exactly what I saw. Only this baby was in her womb and she was, rubbing her womb. She was not filing her nails. I'm not sure what she's doing here. I don't think she's filing her nails. But anyways, the point of the matter is that I feel like this has a lot to do with the reason why you're here. And I have this like door right here. And I'm hearing like one of my old roommates say something like, don't let your shadow darken my door, something like that. I can't remember exactly the phrase that he would use, but I kind of feel like maybe you split and you did something completely different and unexpected, because I feel like when many of you guys were born, you came through this darkness. It's almost like a portal of darkness. And yeah, and by the way, there was another deck that I looked at, and I can't really share it with you because it's not PG-13. It's not appropriate. Like, when's that ever stopped me before? I don't know, but I'm trying, okay? Anyways, so, you know, and it has to do a lot with how we are born into this world, the female body. And, you know, it's a well-known fact now that children can feel what their mother feels like when in the womb. So that's a big thing. And I feel like you were really born into darkness. Like, there was a lot of darkness around you, a lot of depression, a lot of, I would say introspection, but just a lot of like sadness, okay? And I wouldn't be surprised if a lot of your parents, and trigger warning, okay, I'm just telling you what I'm downloading, but I would not be surprised if a lot of your moms didn't actually want to have a child. But, you know, when you get so depressed, it's to the point where you care about nothing, literally nothing. And so that cannot be blamed. That's definitely a condition. Coco, stop. So there might be some merit to that. You know, if it feels like it resonates with you, great. And if it doesn't, then definitely don't take it, for sure. But the one thing that I want to say, that out of that darkness, like, you're not in that same place and you're not the same person. And you, even though you were born of darkness, you were pure light, and you're here to really, I heard eradicate the darkness. Okay, I don't know, like, in a practical world what that would look like, but I feel like you're like a beaming light, a shining light. I feel like also you have a way of just like focusing and concentrating like nobody's business. Like, this little baby is just really deeply focused on whatever. And I feel like this depression could have been handed down to you. I feel like you could have bouts of depression yourself, and even self-doubt about like your worth. And I feel like that really stems from perhaps even being in the womb way back when, okay? So if your parent struggles with depression, or past tense struggled, know that that could have something to do with like your feeling of worthiness in this current realm, okay? One moment, please. So I want to go ahead and read this crystal. This one I've used before, but I'm being led to this side. And right away I'm hearing ancient ties. Okay, you have ancient ties. Your family has ancient ties. And we're talking beyond what you could even conceive. I feel like this is a hand, an arm extended, almost to another dimension. I'm getting a lot of action, a lot of energy on the left side of my face. I feel like you guys, like on my temple area, and it's a weird kind of pressure I've never had before. So I see like there's almost like an ending here. I see a nose, an eyeball, kind of a long sleeve thing, and this person's extending something, almost like a lit flame or something like that, injecting it into a different dimension. And so I feel like you have really close ties to the other side. I feel like you can feel spirit, you can see spirit, you can hear them. I also see another girl here, and then it morphed into another person, okay? So there's a lot of spirits around you. I heard the words hemming you in, but really, essentially, it winds up like keeping you away from danger. I feel like even with this, looks like a little baby owl, all fuzzy, before it becomes like, in its full owldom. That's not a word, of course, but you get my meaning, before it looks like much of an owl. And that to me just tells me that you are really like with it. You're somebody who is a great observer. Some of you guys could be new at like really identifying spirits and things around you, okay? Also, I'm feeling like, okay, this is the, oh gosh, I want to show you this so bad. I hope this translates because this is phenomenal. Some of you guys have a grandmother here, or a grandparent, or somebody who was really in sync and tune with you. So now this to me looks like a face of an older lady. She's got white hair, the nose is right here, the ear is poking through the hair. And I feel like she's also kind of pointing, and it's almost like she's pointing into this dimension. All right, so I feel like this person has been with you, maybe points the way for you to really get out of things. I see that there's been a crack also, maybe in your reality. Maybe some of you guys also have had issues with like mental health. And I mean, good grief, no judgment here. The world is a rough place, never mind DNA and everything else. But now I'm looking and I see a bear. 2 eyes, the nose, the snout, and the bear's facing to the left. And so, there could be elements of like protectiveness. I feel like this grandparent, this lady, it's a female entity, has really been responsible for really trying to point the way or try to help you out in any way that she can. And I feel like you've had a split in reality to where you didn't know what was like up or down, right or wrong. Some might call it a nervous breakdown. And again, I'm not a physician, obviously. But I'm just sharing what I'm showing you right here. Now, I have a head of a lady here in long hair and an arm, and then she's like laying down. This is her hip. I don't know if you can see that. Yeah, I can see it on the lens as well. So I feel like you guys might be in a position where you're either kind of laying down or taking a break, or putting your ear to the ground, trying to hear what it is, what time it is. What time is it? I'm trying to hear, what is that called? Like the sign of the times, basically. Like it's like putting, another word for like putting your finger on the pulse of life in general. But I definitely feel like you're attentive. You could be very clairaudient, and that's what this lady is saying. And you're encouraged also to go ahead and open up a little bit more and just maybe give instructions. I know it sounds like really weird. Let's see if this could come in better. Why is this so grainy? Yuck. But you can give specific instructions, like when you want to understand things, you can say, okay, left side of my body with energy. For me, that is the divine feminine, the right side of my body, divine masculine. My feet are where I'm headed, or where a person's headed, or where they should be going, etc., etc. The hands are like what you're doing, and things like that. Of course, elbow, you got to your elbow your way through the past, to the past, or beyond the past, and so on and so forth. So you create your own language that makes sense to you in order for spirits to communicate. This looks awful. Okay, I'm sorry, but this is getting on my nerves. So I'm gonna try. I know it's not the one, but we'll do it anyways, because that's how we do. And then let's see if we can, nope, it's still awful and grainy. Well, I apologize, it's the best I can do for now. Okay. Some of you guys are really connected to, again, your ancestors. And I feel like your ancestors, a lot of them were born into a time and a place where they didn't have a lot, okay? We're talking about like outhouses, Latinas, what we would call it in Puerto Rico. The number 4 could be significant as far as like, I heard battles. Okay, stability. A lot of battles around your stability, your home life. Home life being upset. It's almost like it was never complete. It's like you get close and then it's gone again. The letter P could be significant. But I'm looking at this and I feel like there's almost like the dress of an angel here. Let's see. The dress of an angel, and then like the beak of a bird. So I feel like you're also surrounded by birds that really protect and give you messages in really unexpected ways. And no, by the way, it's not your imagination. So right here, I feel like there's a couple of cracks. You've endured like some really difficult times, and you know, people would say like, who hasn't? I get that, but I feel like you've endured more than your share. Now, I did want to share this with you as well. Let's look at this, because this is a stone that to me represents a lot of like family, growth, the heart chakra. And look at the cave. This to me feels very much like that doorway. I feel like you're coming out of your cave, out of yourself a little bit. Maybe you've been like in repose for a long, long time. Maybe you've not allowed yourself to be like who you truly are because you've been busy trying to be what everyone else believes that you should be. And that's never easy. So kudos to you for trying to, you know, be the best version of yourself. Keep in mind that in this life, we're always evolving, always learning, or at least that is a hope and expectation of your ancestors, okay? And I feel like with this change that you've undergone, it's many, many layers. It's almost like you've been planted and planted or buried alive in some way, buried alive in other people's expectations. I feel like you've had people like watching you, blocking you, confining you, wanting, for you to perform a little bit like a circus performer. And then right here, I don't know if you can see this, but I'm seeing a head and a person kind of laying down with a little child on its belly. Okay, so this is about like your birth, your origin, like when you were birthed into this world. You came into a world where it was really dark. It was a dark, dark time for your family. It was a dark, dark time for your mother. And maybe some of you guys don't know who your mom is. Maybe you're adopted, or, you know, I don't know your situation, of course. But there was a lot of gloom, and it was very, very difficult. So your mother did the very best that she could. And, you know, thank goodness, because this darkness was really, really difficult to overcome. I feel like that needed some medical treatment right there. And perhaps back in the day, that stuff was not available. I'm also seeing right here, like a flag being raised. And it's almost like I surrender. It's almost like saying, you know, this person, I surrender, you know, if I am to have this child or whatever, then I'm having this child. But right here, it just tells me that you have been in a cave for a long, long time, kind of maybe suppressing, repressing yourself, your own life, in order to meet expectations of other people, okay? And things have been on and off, like dark, and then you can feel your heart chakra kind of like warm up, literally, and change. And I feel like you're in this place where your heart is actually growing. You're able to share more of your authentic self with other people. You're able to even know who you are more than you ever have before, even if it doesn't make sense to the world. And I feel like this is a gift. This is a gift from your ancestors. And I also feel like, okay, eyeball, and a mouth right here, you have a lot to say. And a lot of what has been going on in your brain has been shielded, maybe even split like we talked about. So you could have been of two different minds, but I feel like you're coming out of your shelf, out of this encasement, enclosure, whatever you want to call it, literally out of a cave, and you're ready to kind of share it with the world. And it's deep stuff. It's stuff that is going to be really transformational for people in this world, the people that you are around, your tribe, so on and so forth. So I don't want to dwell a ton on the dark stuff, but here we are dwelling on the dark stuff, okay? I want to get a little bit more information. We're going to go deep, dark, and dangerous oracle with this. Give me 1 second to get a drink. Okay. Show me what I need to see for the collective here. That resonates. Show me why. Okay, I'm seeing spider webs, a lot of connectivity, a lot of networking. In the middle, there's like 2 spider webs. In the middle, they merge. It's a merging of 2 worlds. I feel like you're in the middle of merging 2 worlds. And it's kind of difficult. I do feel like you have eyeballs on you because I literally see an eye right now. Show me what I need to see. Show me what I need to see for the collective. And I'm seeing a phoenix rising and flying, of course, out of the flames. And only this phoenix has like a lot of like dark feathers still. There's a lot of attachments to you. I feel like people are still very much attached to you. And it's interesting because right here, when I grabbed this deck, this was a card at the bottom of the deck. So don't be scared just yet, okay? We're going to get into this in just a moment. Let's see if we can... Maybe we don't need these little tripod thingamajigs. Maybe. And again, I'm hoping I don't burn down the set, but you know, whatever happens, happens, right? On the name of entertainment, maybe? Yeah. So let's get one more. Show me what I need to see for the collective here. Why are these cards on the deck? And show me now. Look at that. Beautiful. Hopefully that's not too glary. It's not even a term. But I'm going to go ahead and crack open the book. So I'm noticing that that one is a number 7. And this is a brand new deck to me. Which, if you guys know anything about my channel, I love my decks. My cards. Okay. Hades, the underworld. Everything has a cycle and time span. Death is a natural part of life. Plan a legacy. What matters most? And that's what I feel like you're in the middle of doing. You're actually birthing a legacy. What matters the most to you? I feel like that's not understood by the world as of yet. Knowing this, it helps you live a better life. Move through change. What ideas have passed their use by date and can be left behind? So this is a duality. Death, life, knowing and unknowing. There's a myth that many people do not know about the Greek underworld of the god Hades. Hades is the true brother of Zeus and Poseidon. When their father Kronos divided up the kingdoms of the world, as not classified, the brothers decided the first way was to draw lots for the kingdom. Hades inherited the underworld by lot, and his brothers received the sky and sea respectively. While Zeus was the leader of the 3, Hades was neither monstrous, evil, or ugly. Like many dark gods, Hades has a bad rap simply because of his association with death and darkness. And that's what I was feeling here. I feel like you were born into darkness. And when I say that, people get kind of freaked out. But it's like, you know what? If you're born into a home that had a lot of alcoholism, a lot of depression, cheating, fighting, domestic V, and things like that, that is a dark, dark world, okay? And I feel like you're in the middle of, you've like shed a lot of those things. And a lot of things may still be like a mystery to you, and you could have really deep connection to the moon. But I feel like in a lot of ways you've worn a mask, and you've worn many masks, different masks, trying to really kind of fit in, trying to toe the line, trying to be, you know, what people expected you to be. And now I feel like, you know what, you're totally transforming, and it is a death and a rebirth, okay? So it's something that you're taking off masks. You're like, okay, I'm done with this, I'm done with that. And I feel like you have a lot of keys here, and the keys are, I mean, I'm looking at these guys and they look like portals. Let's see if we can point them out. Hopefully that translates. Maybe I should just bring them up. But I feel like these look like portals, and I feel like you are definitely somebody who can see portals. Even perhaps some of you guys know how to open them. But with the lantern right here, I feel like you shine a light to everything that maybe is dark, and you allow for people to see the keys that are hanging right above their heads, like how they can escape that darkness, how they can, you know, get out of that I heard drug abuse or sexual or whatever the case may be that they are in. And so it's a mental confinement, and I feel like you have been able to kind of break through and grab those keys as you go. And while you're grabbing those keys, I don't feel like it's just a matter of getting yourself out of darkness, getting yourself out of this like paradigm that you were in or born into. I feel like all of those things you realize, you learned lessons, deep, deep lessons. And it wasn't like it was done intentionally, like a lot of stuff, some stuff perhaps, but everything to you is a lesson. And I feel like with this person, this is like a long sword perhaps. And I feel like you're able to cut through a lot of BS and really take accountability and responsibility for what is yours, and then leave the rest behind. But that being said, I feel like with these portals and these doors, I feel like you open up doors to other people that would never expect or think that they had like ways out of where they are currently. And I'm talking deeper than okay, somebody struggles with alcoholism, they go to AA, and I feel like it's just deeper than that, okay? I feel like you are a light and a lamp to this world, and you realize that people, even having a different perspective on people wearing masks, because, you know, why do we mask? We wear masks in order to fit in. We wear masks in order not to be judged, to deflect attention. And a lot of it has to do with like self-preservation. So the number 7 is a highly spiritual number in my book anyways. And I feel like you could have been kind of like marinating or going through many different portals all by yourself. Even not even knowing this person has like that hood that's covering even their face, their head. So I feel like you have been kind of in a protective cocoon, for lack of a better way to put it. But make no mistake, if you felt left out, if you felt burnt out, if you felt exhausted, if you felt like you could just not live up to what people expected you to, it's because you weren't meant to. You're not meant to be what other people want you to be, who you want, who they want you to be, how they want you to be. You're meant to look through these portals, find your own way through the darkness. I feel like also with those attachments that I felt with the dark wings, the dark feathers on the phoenix, I feel like those attachments are just kind of like wanted you to do things their way, toe the line, and a lot of them saw like your light, and I feel like there's a lot of jealousy attached. So you are like if you feel like you're being watched with the eyeball of jealousy, being IF'd and all of that, that is, you know, that's no lie and that's no joke. And that's why we have this little cool gem of a eyeball right here. So I'm using it pretty much like a protective eye, the evil eye, right? But it's actually a crystal. So you might have, you know, one person that's hardcore IFing you, but I feel like, look, there's about 4 right here, and then 1 more right here. So you're definitely somebody who's being watched. So you might have to really protect yourself against the evil eye, because I feel like in spite of all intention, people are really misguided when it comes to you and don't understand you. So reciprocity. I use my words. Yeah, they are a word, okay? The other are word people. So it says you must find balance in acts of giving and receiving in all ways, but in particular in your give and take with the earth, you must learn to reciprocate. So maybe you guys have a hard time like receiving. Maybe it's all been about you giving to the point like energetically where you're depleted. When someone died in ancient Greece or Rome, a coin was placed either in the mouth of the dead or upon their eyes. This was the important part of the ritual of death, because without coins, the recently departed could not pay the ferryman. So, is it Charon? You know, I can't pronounce a damn thing. Was a ferryman of Hades, the son of E and Nyx. His responsibility was to ferry the souls of the dead over the rivers of death, so that he is what is called a psychopomp, a guide of the dead. That's my new word now. A psychopomp, really. The 2 rivers he worked were the Styx and sometimes the Arcanum, the river of sorrow. These rivers separated the worlds of the dead and the living, so it's important that the newly dead were able to journey across safely. He ensured that no dead traveled back the other way. So, pardon me, smoke problems. Okay, so I feel like that just even kind of confirms what this talks about, the portals, the gates, and even having breaks in reality and dimensions. Okay, so you could be somebody who sees portals, opens up portals, even like accidentally, like not knowing initially. What else do we have here? Let's get some let's find out like what you came here to do. Okay, so I feel like I knew I was going to use that deck. I have like 40 decks out here, but sometimes it's difficult to know what we want to use, so I just wait for Spirit to say, hey, we're going to go ahead and use the Life Purpose Oracle cards. And these cards are by Doreen Virtue. Show me what I need to see. Show me what I need to see for the collective that resonates with this message, please. I'm seeing a ring, and it's a ring that's kind of dug. It's almost like the ring is actually, okay, the ring is actually almost like a portal itself. Now, the bottom part of this is covered in like dirt and debris, like long buried, and then you can kind of walk through the ring. That's how big it is. So that's kind of interesting, because I'm just reminded, like I asked, you know, before the reading, what is it that, you know, I need to be reading about, or anything that I needed to know. And I had, like, Spirit was giving me a gift, and I'm like, okay, what is this? And they poured something and it was sand, and I'm like, not impressed. I'm like, sand? What do I do with that? Okay. So I feel like this ring has been buried in sand. And maybe the sand, when I think of sand, I think of sands of time. So I feel like you're unearthing your commitment to yourself, to your purpose, and you're very, very close to having that ring unearthed. And it is going to be large enough. It's like another portal for you to walk through and work through. Okay, so show me what I need to see. What are these cards here for the collective that resonate with this message? If you do resonate with these messages, please do like, share, comment, subscribe so that we can get more contact going. Show me what I need to see and show me now. I want 2 cards. Leadership. Take charge of this situation. Yeah. So you were born here to lead. You were not born to be a backup singer, nothing wrong with that, okay? But I feel like with this person's vision, and you have a full armor, I heard full armor of God, but you have a full armor. You know how to protect yourself now. You're very well aware. You have angelic beings around you. You have the sword of truth. And I feel like you definitely have your faith, but you're looking up. You're looking up for a higher power. For better direction, to other dimensions, for guidance, basically, okay? And I just love the expression on her face. This is like, prayer could be another form of meditation. So you're definitely a leader. You are not meant to wear masks. And I feel like, you know, just like all stories of like good and evil, there is a time, you know, to kind of withdraw, and then there's a time to be present. And I feel like you guys are emerging into this leader that nobody expected, including yourself. And honestly, I'm hearing like some of you don't even want it. You're like, I don't want it. Well, I relate hardcore to that. Show me what I need to see and show me now. Okay, so you're in for a career change, friends. If you resonate with this message and you've been kind of struggling through, part of what your destiny is also leading away into a field that is uncharted fields. I feel like all these changes and course corrections have been done because something is prompting you on the inside to be able to change, tweak, revamp, revise, all of these different things. And you, make no mistake, are a lighthouse. Like, coming out of this darkness, I feel like you are a lighthouse for many. And I feel like, oh wow, I never noticed like the angel on the very top. That's cool. So you're embarking upon a career that brings you the joy and abundance you desire and you deserve. And so make no mistake, I think that a lot of us that are kind of like relating to this story, we're like, yeah, but what? Yeah, but what? Like, who pays my mortgage? Who pays my car note? And while I do these things that seem so lofty and fanciful, and I'm just going to say that, you know, visualization is going to really help as well. But make no mistake, a lot of people do look at you because you're different, and there's not another. And look at all the sand, by the way, okay? And so I think about going back to that other vision. It's like the sands of time, and then we have a sand here and a lighthouse propped on top of the sand. And I think that's really beautiful. I think you lend your light to other people to find their own way, just as you yourself are finding your way, just as you lead people to find their own keys as well. And I think that that's very beautiful. Counseling. Okay, cool. So a lot of you guys could be counselors. You could be seen as counselors. You could counsel like your family, your friends, or your tribe, whatever the case may be. People can come to you like out of the blue from work and just tell you everything. In fact, I just had an experience last night where I decided I wanted to try something new. And so I tried DoorDash. And my very first run was a lady that left some ambiguous instructions at best. So I went to deliver her food, and she was an elderly lady. The outside, it was a beautiful area, but the outside was really not kept up. And it was just a little bit puzzling. She couldn't really open the door. And so I asked her if I could help her. And anyways, things like that. And I don't even know why I'm telling you this, but you heal with kind words. And so I spent some time like talking to her. Yeah, that's what I'm telling you. Okay. rewind. She spent some time sharing with me like why she's in the position she's in, and she kept assuring me she's not crazy, but she couldn't open up the door, health reasons, and and so I had to make some decisions on how to assist her to the best of my abilities without obviously violating guidelines, things like that. But people will tell you their whole life story. And I feel like because you focus and you get riveted on people because you're genuinely interested, that they really feel that kindness and that love. So you heal with kind words, wise advice, and an empathic ear. The fact that you simply listen, sometimes that's a cure. A lot of us don't feel heard whatsoever. And the fact that somebody would take the time to listen is very healing. Is it cathartic? That's the word. Yep. So some of you guys are counselors, teachers, mentors, leaders in your community. Flowers. Working with flowers opens your heart and brings blessings to others through your life purpose. Interesting. So maybe some of you guys are florists, or you're drawn to flowers, or anything like that. I mean, I like flowers too. Who doesn't, right? So let's get some more messages. But definitely you came out of darkness and you're a light and a beacon for other people that came out of darkness as well. Now, the difference is that everybody's in different stages of learning and evolving. And I feel like you know that. I don't feel like you're somebody who's like, oh, I'm a leader and I can, do all this stuff. No, I feel like you're somebody who's extremely humble. And you're well aware that you're trying to find your way through things. But in the meantime, you're willing to help other people find their keys as well above their heads. And to be able to look at things in a way that they never have before. Okay, last messages coming out of this darkness for the collective. Show me what I need to see. Show me what I need to see. And show me now. Okay, this is a little bit of a reversal. So what I'm seeing actually is you encased in kind of dressed like this, but the figure is dark, and then everything outside of you is almost like exiting a crystal. Okay, let me show you. Hang on. Squirrel. So this is a druzy geode apparently. But coming out of a place like this, so picture like that figure, but all kind of in black, and then all of this crystallized on the outside, symbolizing purity or light and things like that. And I feel like a lot of people are disturbed by your messages. A lot of people, you're angering their demons is what I'm hearing. Okay. And that's not a personal thing. It just is. So you could be seen as a villain. You could be seen as an anti-hero, in fact. So if any of you guys are into like comic books or anything like that, you could understand what we're talking about here. And you're not the anti-hero. I feel like they feel that way because their world feels threatened, or you make them feel some type of way because of how they handle their own life. That has nothing to do with you, okay? We're just mirrors. Safe home. I cast a circle about. Safety now is beyond doubt. So I feel like this is just saying, you know what? It is safe for you to be a leader. It is safe for you to counsel others, even without like a degree or a piece of paper or whatever the case may be. We're not, just even having like something simple like a channel like this or any other platform where you want to go and encourage people, feel free to go about your business and do. All this green right here, I just love that. And number 3 is about collaboration, cooperation. You could have other people that are in the same circle as you that want to collaborate, cooperate. And then the number 9, I feel like things are ending for you, like you're ending different cycles, okay? So there's a lot of swirls here, even here. Let me show you. Let me show you with my very expensive fancy pointer. This to me looks like an eyeball, another eyeball, and then the optic nerve swirling back here, right? 2 eyeballs looking at each other. So I feel like this goes back to, holy moly. Calm down there. Calm down there, Nelly. This goes back to having that, people like eyeballing you or, yeah, evil eye. I mean, people don't even know that they're casting an evil eye all the time. But that could be a thing. So you just want to draw protection around yourself and for yourself and cleanse your own energy. See what else we have. Last few messages, 2 more for the collective here. And honestly, if you guys like get this kind of reading, or if you even enjoy it, because I kind of feel like this is a difficult message. I'm not sure if a lot of people would like it. Show me what I need to see and show me now. To finish that thought, go ahead and let me know if you like these kind of messages. Fertility. Look, don't you have to be fertile before you birth a baby? Yes. Before you even get pregnant, you're in different stages right now. Male, female, it doesn't make a difference. I don't read sex on this channel. I read simply energy. You could be impregnated right now with a variety of ideas, with dreams and visions and things that you like want to do and you're ready to birth and pull the trigger on. Or you could be simply in the fertile, okay, like I got a fertile mindset and I'm kind of thinking I want to be open, and you're allowing spirit or your muses, whatever, to give you whatever it is. And I'm feeling like music could be a big thing with you guys, but it's going to be something that's going to really make you feel safe and secure with all the red here. This is a nod to your root chakra, okay? I kind of want to do this. So no more masks for you. I feel like you're understanding masks, and I do feel like you are very fragrant. With the flowers, again, I feel like you could even smell good. I don't know why I'm even telling you that. All right, last message. And romance. Okay, some of you guys could have romance on the horizon if you're already partnered. You could be deepening your romance, and let us not forget to observe flowers here with the rose right here. Interesting, right? So it says romance is a sacred power. Let it come to me this hour. So maybe some of you guys are really trying to manifest romance in your lives. Maybe some of you guys are trying to rekindle that romance. But there is, as I fuss and burn the whole house down. Don't do it. Don't do it. Just know that, yeah, all of your hardship is not for naught. I hope that made sense. That you are being acknowledged, that you've had to fight and battle and undergo really, really difficult things, but also transformational things, okay, for you and other people around. I do want to say that your heart chakra here, my voice went super high pitched there, sorry. Your heart chakra is like really opening, and a lot of changes are happening for you too, and people around you as well, as a, you know, it's like a chain reaction, the butterfly effect, whatever you want to call it. But also I look at this, like fertility, romance, safe home. So all of these topics can really have merit. I keep seeing the number 3, even this is like the 39 right here. So a lot of 3s, a lot of people wanting to cooperate, collaborate, maybe even people thinking, hey, she's fertile. Or fertile with ideas, okay? We don't all have to be like birthing people, humans, whatever. But know that romance is also sacred power. And I feel like perhaps even with this lady sitting here, it might have been a very, very long time for you romantically. Now, for others of you, you might be awakening and renewing your romance with your partner. So take what resonates and leave the rest for someone else, please. And just know that, you know what, you are creating a safe home, a safe space for you, and you are currently safe to be able to share your knowledge, your wisdom, your experiences, even with other people, because I definitely see your root chakra just resonating and getting even more and more grounded. So you could have had a lot of changes in your romantic life that reduces to 5, 7, 8, 9, 10. With fertility, a lot of change. 10 is the cycle of completion, but also the beginning of a new one. So you are in the middle of a lot of creating safety for yourself, a lot of creating hearts that are open around you, and a lot of banishing darkness, okay? And dark situations that don't serve you, don't serve the other people involved either, and really serving to awaken people around you. So things could be looking different right now as we speak, but I would say even give it in 3 months, you're not going to recognize yourself. In 9 months, because I have 3, 6, 9, right? So in 9 months, I feel like you're gonna birth a whole new world, and you're gonna birth whatever this is into being. Wow, that just tied up nicely, didn't it? So I hope that this all made sense. Yeah, anyways, much love to you, and until next time, namaste.